Good morning everyone. Welcome to the another video in PowerShell automation. So today we are learning one of the most convenient features in PowerShell called aliases. So many of you know the alias. What is alias, right? The nickname. So usually we will call it as nicknames instead of our original names, right? So Nani instead of Shekhar, something like that, Bunny, Chinni, something like that, right? In the same way, here in PowerShell we have called concept called aliases. Many of you may already be very familiar with commands like dir, cd, ls. Whoever is using command prompt, they know what is dir and what is cd and what is ls, right? But did you know these are not actual PowerShell commands? Most of them are aliases. In today's session, we'll help you to understand what aliases are in PowerShell, how to use built-in aliases, how to create custom aliases, how aliases help to speed up typing and productivity. Okay. So by end of this session, you will know how to work faster inside the PowerShell. Okay. Without wasting any time, let's jump into the session. So first, what is alias? An alias is simply a shortcut name for PowerShell commandlet. It's a shortcut name for PowerShell commandlet. Like we are having shortcut names, right? For example, Ramakrishna, we'll call it as RK. Chandrasekhar, something like that. We will be having some shortcuts, right? Likewise, the alias is a shortcut name for PowerShell commandlet. Instead of typing a long command, PowerShell allows you to use a shortcut command. Instead of typing the complete command, for example, Get-ChildItem. If you are not comfortable with type that longer word, you can use GCI or LS. You can use shortcut commands. Okay. So it allows you to run a command using a shorter form or a simpler word instead of a bigger word. For example, as I mentioned, Get-ChildItem has an alias name for ls. ls is the alias name for Get-ChildItem. Or you can also type GCI. I will show you, okay, how the alias works and what is the backend mechanism. I will explain you. Okay. So these aliases help beginners to transition from command prompt or Linux commands. Both in legacy command prompt or Linux commands, these are very little bit similar. In the Linux or regular command prompts also, it is behaving the same kind of mechanism. So why these aliases are exist? Why these aliases are exist? Microsoft has created these aliases to help users transition from other command line environments to the PowerShell. So in Linux users usually use to list out the files, they use ls. Or if they want to see in which directory they are in, so they can type pwd, right? They type pwd, present working directory. So whoever is familiar with command prompt, they will type to see the list of items, they can type dir, directory, right? dir. So they will get the list of items, the cd as well. So the benefits of this short aliases is you no need to type the longer command. It's less typing and faster work and easier transition and improved productivity, and also make scripts more readable while experimenting, right? So the important point is aliases were designed for convenience. These are the shortcut and short commands for the original commands. Behavior is same. We are just calling as a shorter commands. Okay. So this aliases do not replace with commandlets. Aliases are only shortcuts. These are not a separate commands. They work exactly like the original command. For example, there is a person name called Ramakrishna, but his alias name is RK. But when I call RK, he will be responded. When I call Ramakrishna, he will be responded. The same way, they work exactly like the original commandlet. Script should use full commandlet names, not aliases. Whenever you are writing a larger commands, whenever you are preparing a large script, then instead of shorter commands, I recommended to use the large commands as well. Okay. And if you want to see all the existing aliases, I will show you how to see the aliases, how we can create the custom aliases as well. Okay. But before that, you need to understand this concept. Aliases are very important. These are not separate commands. They simply point to the existing commandlets in the backend. Okay. Simply I can say alias is a shortcut. Commandlet is actual command. Okay. But as I mentioned, in production scripts, or if you are writing in the big automation script, always use full commandlet names. Don't use shortcuts in the large scripts. For easy understanding, I recommend you to use the full commandlet when you are writing a large automation script. Okay. Because when you type Get-ChildItem in the large script, you can able to understand, okay, it is listing out all the items. So instead of you type ls, sometimes we may miss by reading the script. So that's why in the larger scripts, always use full commandlet. And if you are using some testing purpose, or if you want to see the data, then in that case use ls. Especially for beginners and team environments, use shortcuts to explore more. Okay. Coming to the aliases, if you want to see the predefined aliases, because earlier we have seen when you execute get-hyphen command, you can see all the list of commandlets, aliases, functions, scripts, and everything. You are able to see it. But if you want to see only aliases, this command gives you the complete alias names. Get-alias. This command displays alias name, the commandlet it points to. For example, let me execute the script here. Okay. So what I will do is, you can use in console or ISE editor. What I will do is get-alias, just hit enter. So these are all the aliases. For example, if you want to remove a directory, you already know, right? Remove item. So you can use to remove item, you can use rd. Remove, if you want to remove a ps drive, then you can type rdr. If you want to rename, instead of typing the complete rename -item, you can use ren. And here you can see remove item. So for this one rd, and here we have one more alias, remove item rm. So in the rm also will be behaving the same like rd. Okay. These are all the alias names. This command displays every alias available in PowerShell. Okay. So if you type get-alias, you will get all the alias names which are currently available here. Okay. So ls, for example, we'll see where is ls. You can see here ijkls. ls is to get child item. Okay. And dir, we'll see where it is dir, get child item. Both are behaving the same. When you type dir, when you type ls, or when you type gci also, gci, so it is also same behavior. It is giving the list of information. Okay. So if you want to inspect one alias, if you want to inspect one alias, you can type get-alias followed by its name. For example, get-alias ls. So you can see, you will get this information, or get-alias rd. Then you will get the remove item, get-alias rm. So you will get the command type, alias name, and the remove item, and the version and the store. Okay. I hope you understand how we need to use these alias names, right? So the next one is you can use ls for get child item, gc, get content, rm for remove item. Okay. So if you want to specifically see the aliases, you can use Get-Alias, ls, we already discussed, right? So if you want to see the same behavior, dir is also same behavior of Get-ChildItem, rm is to remove the item. Okay, so in the right side, if you can see, I have given small examples. Ls to get the child item, cd current directory, okay, or change directory, set location, pwd get location, present working directory, dir get child item, rm remove item, get content. You can also use cat, cp copy item, mv move item. So these are all the existing aliases. You can view based on your requirement. But as I said, whenever you are using large automation scripts, make sure use the full commandlet instead of alias names for better understanding. So using aliases in practice, example commands we have already seen: ls to list out all the items in the particular directory, cd documents. So if you want to change the directory from one location to another location, this is like similar to set location, pwd present working directory, rm test. So in this rm test.txt, what it will do, it will delete the file of test.txt. These all translate back to actual commandlet names behind the scene. For example, ls we are using get child item, rm remove item, cat get content, cd is set location. These are some of the most commonly used aliases in day-to-day life. Okay, so why we need to create custom aliases? We have already predefined aliases, okay, but if there is a specific requirement to create a custom items, what we need to do? Why we need to create a custom aliases? Because these are shortened and long commands, and it will speed up the repetitive task. It will speed up the repetitive task, and it will personalize their console environment and improve efficiency when you are practicing. Okay, but let's use alias exactly as we would see using commandlets. Okay, so PowerShell includes many built aliases as we discussed earlier, but we can create our custom own aliases for shorten the longer commands, for speed up the repetitive task, and personalize their console environment and improve efficiency when practicing. Example, if you can see get child item, the already we have ls, dir and the other aliases as well. Okay, there is one more alias name for get child item is gci. It is already built in. So the longer commandlets may benefit from custom shortcuts, right? So as we mentioned, if you are using aliases, you no need to type the complete command. The less typing, faster work, personalized environment, and improve the productivity, right? So if you want to create a new custom alias for anything, for you have written some scripts, for that you need to create a custom aliases. You can also create the custom aliases as well. So how do we create a custom alias? We'll see. So you can use the syntax new alias name. Here you are providing the parameter and its value, the parameter and its value. So if you run, then mydir alias will be created. Okay, so let's see. For example, let me clear this session. Okay, I have cleared this session. If you want to create alias, new alias name, so here I am providing the name mydir hyphen and its value. So for which commandlet you are creating, alias, so you are creating one more alias for the get child item. So you are creating one more alias for the get child item, which is mydir. So you can see mydir alias is created. So if you want to see the get child item, get alias mydir, if you can see the alias name mydir is for which commandlet, it is pointing to get child item. But here you need to remember PowerShell automatically in the back end when you type mydir, it runs automatically in the back end. Get-ChildItem commandlet will be executed. Okay, but you need to understand, you need to remember, these custom aliases are temporary. Okay, these custom aliases are temporary. If you close this PowerShell, this alias will not be available. This alias will be completely disappeared. It will not be available as it is a custom alias. If you want to make it as a permanent, okay, if you want to make it as a permanent, you have to save it permanently on the profile. Okay, so aliases live only in the memory during this particular session only. Okay, aliases cannot accept any additional parameters. This is one limitation in alias. So it will not accept any parameters. This is one of the biggest limitation in aliases. But as I mentioned, these aliases are temporary. Once you close this PowerShell console or PowerShell script, the aliases will be wiped out. If you want to save it permanently, what you need to do is you have to use notepad and then profile. You have to save it here. So alias will be set alias GSS. So what you need to do is add one more alias name here. Okay, what I will do is new alias name mydir value get child item. What you need to do is just save this alias name in the profile. So now you are making it permanently. Now you are saving this permanently. Every time when the PowerShell starts, this alias will load automatically. But we can't say which alias is custom temporary, which alias is permanently, we can't say. But what we can say is whenever you launch any time, if you type Get-Alias, if you are getting mydir, okay, so if you get mydir, then if you are able to see it here, this is a permanent alias. But when we close and reopen, if the alias is not existed or not available, that is a temporary alias. Okay, you can also modifying the existing alias as well. So currently we are playing with, we have created a custom alias, right? You can also modify the custom aliases as well. This we already discussed. Important about the custom aliases, they exist only for the current session. So if you close the PowerShell, they will disappear. You must add them to your PowerShell profile to make them as permanent as we discussed. And also these aliases cannot support or cannot accept parameters. This is the limit. This is the issue with the alias. As I mentioned, if you want to create a permanent profile, you need to open the notepad $profile and type the complete command and save it. So whenever you relaunch the PowerShell console, it will be automatically loaded. Alias loads automatically every time when the PowerShell starts. So far we have created the custom aliases, right? We created a new alias, but we can also modify an existing aliases as well. So if an alias is already existed, you can update this one. You can update the existing alias by using set alias name, mydir value get content, something like that. You can update as well. So whenever you type mydir, the backend, it will point to the get content. It will point to the original command get content. Okay, so you can also remove the aliases. Already the temporary aliases will be automatically removed when you close the PowerShell console. Or if you want to remove the alias, you can use remove item alias mydir, then the alias will be automatically deleted. If you want to make it as a permanent, you must remove it from the profile. If you want to remove the alias name permanently, remove from the profile file. Okay, this is very important in when we are talking about the aliases. This plays very crucial role to instead of typing very large command, this will place a very nice role to understand better. Okay. For the best practices, use aliases for typing convenience, not for scripting. Okay. If you are, as I mentioned, when you are writing a script for a larger script, I always suggest to go with larger commands. But when you are typing convenience for the shorter ones, then I always suggest to go with aliases. Always learn the full commandlet name instead of the shortcuts. Always learn the full commandlet. We know the backend, the original commandlet will be triggered, but how you are comfortable with original commandlet, so then you can easily identify the aliases as well. But only for the scripting convenience, we need to use aliases. But don't rely heavily on aliases in the production environment or in the production scripts. Okay. Because when you left the organization, the third person has to understand what exactly it is, what command they have used, how it is fetching the data. They have to understand. So that's why you need to use full commands. Keep aliases simple and meaningful. For example, for the Get-ChildItem, we have one more alias name called GCI. So how simple it is. So we can easily understand. G get, C child, I item. So GCI, get child item. So these are very meaningful. Okay. So the practice is translating these aliases, and usually we are using this system admin tasks. So as a system admin, if they want to filter the current list of files, they'll use ls and cd for quicker navigation. So the developers, they'll use cat to update the file, gc to get the content, rm to remove the file, cp for copying the files for operations. So the automation learners, you have to create a personal shortcuts. It depends on your requirement. You can create the custom shortcuts as well. Okay. And the frequent task shortcuts will help you to save a lot of time when you are running a repetitive commands. When you are running a repetitive commands, these shortcuts will really help you. So in this session, we talked about aliases or shortcut names for the commandlets. They help you to reduce typing and improve the speed. And PowerShell includes many predefined aliases. If you want to get the predefined aliases, you can type get-alias. You will get the predefined aliases. We also discussed how to create a custom alias, how to create a how to save alias as a permanent, how to remove the alias. We discussed in this everything in this session. So the permanent aliases require editing the profile file. So hope you understand this PowerShell aliases concept. So we'll come up with the next session. Meanwhile, practice this and making sure to understand the command, the backend original command as well. Okay. Hope you understand. If you are having any doubts, please comment below so that I can able to answer. If you are facing any page like the voice related part or the examples part, keep it update in the video so that I will improve myself as well. Thank you so much.